Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Teaching About Coloring with ILene Vick. It is Monday, January 27th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I am live. It is week 5 of 2025, and in my neck of the woods, it is currently 34 degrees with a high of 46 and a low of 30. Welcome to my broadcast. I am here for the next 3 hours for coloring, companionship, chat, friendship, giggles, and laughs, pretty pictures, and of course, the what, the how, and the why of adult coloring. In other words, what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and why I did what I did. Welcome to my YouTube peeps who come in and chat with me. That is always delightful. Although I know a majority like to listen after the fact. Welcome to my YouTube peeps who watch this broadcast after the fact. And welcome to my Facebook peeps who'll see this broadcast when I download it into my group, Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick, which I highly recommend that you join because that's where you'll get the images that we work from. Okay, so I always start the broadcast off with a buddy color, and the first buddy color that we're doing is Strange Things Jubilee Volume 1. And the image that we are working on is our running lady who is being pulled down the street by a teeny tiny dog. We don't have very much to go on left on this. And for those of you who are new, you can get this image out of my Facebook group. Mamie will give you the link to it shortly. You can download it and print it and then go to the past broadcast and see how we colored it. Don't have too much more to go on this. Now, the next buddy color is our romantic couple. This is an image that Renoir style. I went ahead and I put this in breaking news. So please go grab it if you haven't already. I'm pretty sure that we're going to be getting to it tonight. Beautiful picture. Okay, and then our second image that we do after the buddy color, I happen to be working out of the Posh Coloring Book. This is from Angie Reeves. And we are working on the cottage and the wishing well. This is a Thomas Kincaid book. And as you can see, we've done and made a lot of progress on it. And I will remind you, this is an oil painting. This is pencil. And you will never ever get the same look as this picture here. So it is just a guide and should be treated as such. So don't get frustrated. All right. So let's see who's popped in. Mamie's here. Hi, Mamie. Mamie, so glad to see you, Mamie. All right. Miss Karen Nicole K is listening. Hi, Nicole. Nicole, you're Tammy's friend, right? Hello, Kitty. Miss Kitty. Well, hello, Sandy. It's been ages. Sandy just moved into a new house. Hello, Grace. Lori. Hi, Janie. All right. So, how was your day today? Win, lose, or draw? I'm going to say draw. Sandy, your coloring area is all set up. Yay! Gonna put you on mute for a second, guys. Back in the flash. Okay. Karen, draw. Grace, draw. Janie, draw. Welcome, Amy Fernies. Kitty, win. Got your new markers today from your dad. Amy, welcome to the broadcast. Thomas, draw. Tammy, draw. Quiet, other than taking your neighbor for her therapy. How is her therapy going? Hi, Lois. Hi, Thomas. Amy, you've never been here before, have you? Am I pronouncing your name right? Amy Fernays. Is that correct? Tammy says she's doing really well. Good. Oh, Sandy, Amy is your friend. All righty. Well, Amy, welcome to the broadcast. Amy, don't be shy about speaking up, asking any questions. That's what this broadcast is all about. So we have an Amy D, Amy DeLapp, and we have an Amy F. We'll figure it out. That's how we'll do it. I'll say Amy D or Amy F. Okay, so get your paper towel, put your hand underneath, get your scratch paper. Hi, Elsie. Janie S., what did you ask me? Just go ahead and repeat it. All right. So this is the image that we're working on. I showed you guys how to color apples last night. So let's go ahead and get our paper bags done. So Lori says her mom's okay. Hi, Angie. She came home with a home nurse for 3 to 5 days, twice a day for 2 hours. Excellent. Okay, let me show you my paper bag color. Isn't the other Janie's name Grace? I'm getting confused. Well, I'm going by the names that are on the screen. Okay, guys, get your image out. Rebecca Bradfield, welcome. So for those of you that are new, this is what we call our buddy color. Mamie has put the link in that you can tap on that link and print it. And then you can color with us. It is an image out of one of my books. Okay. I'm on the paper bag on the left here. Amy's listening. Fold and close. All right. So let's go ahead and put our base color in. Kitty, you're diamond painting tonight? Oh, Rebecca, we're glad to have you here. Okay, so I've got my base color of my brown. Angie, you're finishing another page in Romantic Country, then taking a break and go to another book. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and make the two bags the same color. And again, this is just our base color, because remember, when we color, we want to work with a light, a medium, and a dark of whatever color we're using. Okay, now everybody talks about layering, and you can layer with your first color. What that means is you're going to go over your spot multiple times. And that way you make sure that you've got all your little areas colored and you don't have any of that white showing through, those little white speckle. Okay. Now we're going to come in with a darker brown. And we'll do the inside of our bag. Now, notice that I'm pretty much sticking to the edges here. Let me come in a little bit closer. Now, for anybody that's new, don't hesitate that if you want me to come in closer to see something, that's fine, speak up. If you want me to pull out to see something, I can do that as well. That's why I'm here live. That's right, Thomas, you're doing exactly the same thing, the right thing. Oh, Amy, your granddaughter Elsie is excited. She has several of your coloring books thanks to Sandy and just realized that it's me. Well, Elsie, I'm glad you're happy. Amy, how old is your granddaughter? Ten. All right. Very good age to be coloring. All right, now I'm going to come in with my Payne's Gray. And we're going to outline that bag just a little bit. Little bit. Okay, Sandy, that'll be fine. Okay, Sandy, I got it. Oh my gosh, that is gorgeous. Hold on a minute, let me get to it. She's 10 years old and she colored that? Wow. Excellent, excellent job. What do you guys think? Hello, Ivy. Isn't that beautiful? Really good work for a 10-year-old, I'll tell you. And she's only 10. Oh, and here's a picture of her. There you go, guys. Tell her she's famous. Now she's on a YouTube broadcast. Well, I hope she keeps coloring. She's doing a great job. Okay. Let's go ahead to our second bag. Oh, she's screaming. She's so excited. Well, I hope she can watch the broadcast on the regular basis. Okay, now here's our second bag. Our second bag. Notice that I'm working on the edges. Elsie, you are doing a wonderful job. Oh, Elise, excuse me. Now, Elise says everybody in the group will tell you I don't say things just to be nice. So when I say something, I actually mean it. Okay, so this is my medium brown. Notice how I'm working on the edges. And then my darkest color, we'll get the inside of that bag. Who's coloring with me tonight? And I'm going to put a little bit of that darker shading by the bag in the corner. Okay, let's get our poster here. Amy, you're watching tonight? Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and clean this off. All right. Now, we've got so much dark stuff, the browns and so forth. So for this paper, I'm going to use Faber-Castell 103, and that's our ivory color. And then I'm going to use a light blue. And then we'll use a darker brown. I'm not sure what this picture is. And I'm going to use a couple shades of brown on here. Now, what's the one thing that I always say about coloring as to how you should color your pictures? So we'll put up these little Payne's Gray here for the nails. What do I always say? Sweat the fill in the blank, guys. Sweat the details. That's right. So what's the most important part of your page? That'll work, Janie. Sweat the little things. And Amy says the part you're working on. And what that means is no matter how small or insignificant something is, see, right now we got this little picture here on whatever this thing here is. You do the best possible job you can on that area. So even if you're just coloring like the leaves of a flower, Elise, I want you to listen to this. Whatever you're working on, that's the most important part of your page. It's the details. And if you sweat the details on everything that you're working on, you're going to have a terrific piece when you're done. Okay, now by putting this edge on here, it's going to make this look dimensional. And the other thing I always tell you is when you start to color, don't pound your pencils into the paper. You start lightly and work up your layers from there. Now, last night we were working on some apples, and these apples look absolutely terrific. And I did a tutorial on how to do apples. All right, now I'm just doing a little more shading on this corner while I'm here. All right, let's pull out. All right, everything is done from here down. So all we have to do is the sidewalk and the dog, and we can wrap up this project. I agree with you, Kitty. I want one of those apples too. Somebody tell me the 3 colors that you work with on apples. Now, I drew in these lines last night to indicate the breaks in the sidewalk. Yellow, light red, and dark red. Exactly, Mamie. Thank you. Yep. Okay, the first thing that I'm going to color now, and I've got to turn the book, is our shadows. Now, remember, you can color gray on gray. Now, notice how I'm making the one area a little bit darker here? So we're adding shadow to the shadow. Now, notice that I'm not coming in dark at all. This is where we let the pencil do the work. Stop strangling your pencils, guys. Okay, now, using the same pencil, very lightly, we've got the shadow underneath the foot. This is the shadow of our woman that's standing in the background. And again, notice that I'm a little bit darker on these edges. That's what gives us a dimension. All right. Now, I'm going to move forward here underneath the man's feet. Same thing. Little bit darker here towards the edge. Okay. And then it looks like we've got a little bit of paper here. So we'll shade around that as well. A little bit of trash on the sidewalk. All right. Anybody have any questions so far? Now we're going to do the shadow underneath the dog. A little bit darker on the left. Now, why is the shadow darker? I don't know my left and right. Why is the shadow darker on the right and lighter on the left? Somebody tell me. Come on, guys. Somebody's got to have the answer. Grace says he's closer to the ground on the right than on the left. That's exactly right. Well, Grace, for being a wild guess, you were exactly right. Okay, now we're going to have a little bit of this gray underneath the shoe here. I'm not going to color all of it in. We want to have that variance of color. Now, I want you guys to think about things like this as to why, for example, this shadow is darker on the right than on the left. This will help you with things like this with your other coloring. Okay. I still want to add a little more color right here underneath the lady standing behind the running lady. Hi, Linda. Linda and the three amigos, Uno, Dos, Tres, Linda, Michelle, and Wally. Now, notice I'm making this gray a little darker directly underneath the foot. Linda, thank you for putting in your like. Again, notice how I'm making this a little darker right next to the foot. Linda, we need you back, feeling well. See how that's darker here and getting lighter as I go out. Elise, are you learning something? All right, let me grab my water. And then I'm going to darken these areas just a little bit. So right in this area here, we have light and dark shadows. Okay. Now we have shadow back here by the leg. Oh, Elise, you've got to say goodbye. She's got school tomorrow. Elise, I'm absolutely delighted that you stopped by. You can always watch the replay. Amy, I take you're going to leave as well? Amy's so glad you stopped in. Good night, Amy. Okay, now notice I'm going a little bit darker towards the back. Oh, Amy, you're welcome. I'm so glad you brought Elise in tonight. That was fun. Okay, notice how I am shading the shadows. Okay, let's roll over here. we have another little bit of shadow here. And then I'm going to pull out. Okay, Kitty, thank you. Look how cute that whole picture looks. Okay. Now with my same gray, we're going to work on the street. Okay, Thomas, good night. Have fun looking for bedroom furniture. Now, this is where I talk about my artistic, your artistic instinct. Notice how I'm bringing this gray out into the street just to give us a little more dimension. And also notice how I am shading underneath this curb. Don't forget to give your pencil that little turn. I don't know, Thomas, I would be excited if I were getting new bedroom furniture. And then this area where we have the drain, we'll darken that. Now, I want you to notice that I'm going to add a little bit to add the stain where the water would be going into the grate. Isn't that cool? Any questions on that? Remember, guys, it's all about the details. And notice how I'm shading so that it looks like there's a stream going into the grate. Okay. Just a few more things here and we'll call this one done. Alrighty. Now, I'm still going to emphasize this curb a little more. And then I'm going to very lightly shade that in. Just a touch. Hey, Maggie. Happy Monday, happy Monday, happy Monday. Happy Monday to one and all, says Maggie. Okay. Now, I'm going to come in with a lighter gray than the one that I just had. Let's see, we'll come in a little lighter still. Now, this is a bluish gray. And we're going to shade in now the rest of this where it isn't white. And this is a very, very light shading. Check out that very light blue. Kitty, go to Google and type in the question, how do I change my Facebook name? Oh, Lori, I think that she can do it in the app. Now, I'm going to use my finger because, again, I'm on the original paper in this book. So I need to smooth that out. Here, let's look it up real quick. No, you don't have to do that. Have the app. You can do it on the computer. Okay. How do I change my Facebook name? Okay. So it says to change your name on Facebook. Click your profile picture in the top right of Facebook. Select Settings and Privacy and then click Settings. Click Account Center. Click Profiles, then click your account. Click your name and enter your changes. You got it? Take a screenshot. So are you going to change it to Kitty's Coloring and Hobbies? And it says you can change your name every 60 days. Okay, there you go. Hey, we aims to please in this group. What can I say? All right. Now, I'm on the lighter gray, the bluish gray here. And let's get this over here. And then we're going to have a little bit of gray down the center here. All right. Then I'm on the other side of the man's leg here. And I want you to notice that the lines are streaky. That's okay. That's part of the drawing. Maggie, how is your father-in-law doing? And let's pull up. Okay, Amy, thank you. So notice that I'm using this bluish gray now on the medium areas of the concrete. and let's move down here. He isn't doing well. Today we started the process to move him into memory care and began hospice care. It's been a long day getting all of this started. Maggie, since this is your father-in-law, how's Larry, your husband, taking all of this? All right, let me pull out. Lamar is Maggie's father-in-law, and he had a very bad fall, went to the ER, and now they've got to change accommodations. Okay. Guys, what do you think? He is okay. I've been the main caregiver, and our last visits really surprised all the family. Seeing it so much more real than hearing me tell them how things are. Yeah. Any questions on this? Maggie, I bet you are feeling relieved because I know that this has been a big concern for you. Okay, let's do the dog, and then we can call this finished. I bet it is moving fast, Maggie. Maggie, a lot of that constant stress of you caring for him will be taken off your hands now. And that is a good thing. You doing okay, Maggie? Okay. I'm going to look for a reddish brown. And if not a reddish brown, we'll get just a darker brown. Oh, there we go. But I don't want that. Let's see. Reddish brown is going to be too close to the wall. Maggie, Janie is absolutely right. You can be his family, not his caregiver. And you said you're doing okay? All right. Check out how I'm using this darker brown. Carmen, hello. Okay, then we've got shading on the other side of the collar. And I'm going to take a black pen. This is the narrowest pen that I have, and I'm just going to emphasize our little connection loops. And we've got a little bit of an area here. Maggie, how is Larry taking all this? Blossom. Carmen, are you still in the hospital? Okay, guys, I am about to call this picture done. Larry's okay with this. He told me today he's thankful I'll get some relief now. Now, I'm going to do a little bit of blending on the dog just to soften this up. Oh, Carmen, you're home. Now, let's put a little pink in the mouth. Blossom, it's been a great picture to do. Carmen, how are you feeling? Oh, you've been home about an hour and you're wiped out, I bet. And yes, Blossom, this is one happy puppy. Your cornea went from 14 lesions to 1. I'm going to put a little spot on his tail. And we'll blend that a little more. So, Carmen, are you out of pain now? Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of color on the front paws. And we'll put a little more brown on the second paw as well. And I think I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of brown on the ears. And around the nose. Any questions? Yeah, I'll put a little pink in the ears. Oh, Carmen. Okay, not completely, as I have to adjust to lighting changes, and I can still see we have some work to do, but my pain is much more tolerable. Oh, yeah, I got to show her the pocketbook. Okay, guys, a little pink in the ear. And just for the detail, I'm going to take my black pen Oh yeah, wait until you see this purse. I'm going to take my black pen and we'll emphasize the nose. And I'll touch up the eyes just a little bit. Okay, are you guys ready to see the purse? Blossom and Carmen. Here you go. Check out this purse flying off her arm. And she's got a little bling with the hearts and the rhinestones. Now, again, I made her a little more decorated than the other ladies because she's the main character in this whole thing. Oh, tell them the whole story. Oh, this was interesting. Okay, so here's the story about the purse, which is a good lesson in coloring. When I first did this, I didn't realize that this square part with these lines was her purse. In other words, it just looked like some square on the paper. So I was showing everybody how to cover up that awkward square by making a part of the waiter's uniform and part of the background. Well, then somebody brought it up. Who was it? That this was actually her purse. Now, mind you, this was done in black to cover all this up. So after I realized that it was the purse, I went back, I erased the black that I had made part of the waiter's uniform, made it purple, found the straps, and blinged it up with the rhinestone. So basically, we went from it being a purse to not being a purse to being a purse again. Now, if that doesn't show you how to edit your drawings, your colorings, I don't know what does. We had a lot of fun with that. It was a reemergence, that's right. Okay, guys, I am calling this one done. Any questions about what I did here? Every single area I treated as the most important part. So, for example, when we did the canopy, do you see how I darkened that a little bit with gray? When we did the waiter, we detailed the waiter. I added the checker top to the chair and tables. So I think it came out beautifully. Okay, Mamie's going to put the link into this as the buddy color. So if you guys want to go back and do this, you can. And Blossom, that's it exactly. Attention to detail. I even put rhinestones on the dog collar. Did you guys see that earlier? Oh, Grace, this one really grew on you? So, Grace, this one really grew on you, huh? I love that dog collar. So guys, I hope you learned something in doing this. I hope you had fun with it. Calling this one done. Now, if you guys don't mind, I'm going to give it a quick spray if I haven't run out. All right, let me bend the book back. That way only my page is dangling. Hold on a second. Carmen, good night. Yeah, Jane, put your version in the group feed. Yeah, post it in the group. I love it when you guys post buddy colors. Good night, Carmen. Good night, Carmen. Good night, Carmen. So glad you made it here. Okay, let me put my moniker on here and we are good to go to start the other buddy color. Okay, guys, we are ready to go on the next one. Ooh, this one was fun. Okay, next buddy color. This is from V is for Valentine, Jubilee, my book is somewhere. I don't know where it went. Oh, here we go. Here's the book if anybody's interested. V is for Valentine's Day Jubilee. Maybe just put the link into the image if you can print it out real quick. And don't forget Tuesday, I'm going to do a flip through of my vintage Valentine's Day postcards. Isn't that cute as a button? Now, this book has three images of famous artists. Here's a Monet. Let's see where the other one is here. My Linda, so good to see you. Look at this one, isn't that cute? Okay, I know these other artists are in here. I know Picasso's in here somewhere. I love this one. Almost did this one for the coloring. Okay, here's the Van Gogh, which is a Starry Night, or Starry Night. Oh yeah, the hedgehog is really a cutie. Here's the Renoir, which is the one that we're doing. I thought I'd slip in a little culture, you guys. I love these angels. And I love the Victorian couple. Okay, I think that's it on the artists. Yeah. Okay. So there's the book if anybody's interested. Anyway. Now, Renoir is a famous artist. What I would highly suggest you do is that you go to Google and tell Google to show you examples of Renoir pictures. Let's see here. Okay. One of his famous pictures, and I don't know if you recognize it or not, is this one. I think it's called the Yacht Club. You'll have to tell me if anybody recognizes it. Okay, Maggie. Mamie, excuse me. And here is another one that's well known. Isn't that beautiful? Let's see. This one here is very well known. Anybody recognize these? This one here in the garden. Oh, Jane, there you go. Let's see. Beautiful, beautiful images, guys. Okay, so we're going to do an image similar to that style. And what I highly suggest, let me put it to you this way. What I want you to do is I want you to follow me closely when coloring this picture. That way you will get a really good sample of what Renoir looks like. All right, and away we go. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start out on the faces. And you know I like to do that because that starts to give us a really good basis for the whole rest of the image. Now, I'm going to start out on her skin. Jane, you're going to fire up the printer. Okay. Yeah, Blossom, I think you're going to really like this. Okay, we're going to start with Ivory. And we're going to start on her face. And I'm using ivory in the light spots on her skin. Now, the Renoir style is very light skin for the women. Topeka, hello. Oh my gosh, it's been ages. Is that heavy duty paper for the printout, or does it matter? Yes, this is cardstock. And then the next color is going to be a peachy color. Now, these are the two colors that I'm going to be using. Topeka, I'm glad you're back in. Now, I'm going to use the lighter peach. Let me start at the top. Now again, don't pound your pencils into the paper. Hello, Kathy. Now, this is my lighter of my pinks. and then we'll go down to the arm. So I'm going to go back to my ivory. Now again, remember the Victorian women, their skin color tended to be pale. Now, it's going to look a little funky, and I've talked to you a lot about this, that when you start colors on a page, they look weird, right? Okay, Mamie, thank you. Now, the thing that you need to understand about the way that Renoir painted is that he painted in blocks of color. So we are not going to be as concerned about blending as we normally are. And you'll see this when I go to do his coat. Yes, this is a page from one of my coloring books. It's from the V is for Valentine's Day Jubilee. All right, you're welcome. Now I'm going to come in with my darker color. And we're going to work on these edges. And the way that we come down on the neck and the chest. Okay, check it out. And then I'm going to come back with my ivory. And we're going to soften that color a little bit. Kathy, Mamie just put up that link for you to where to get this. Now, I want you to notice that in this particular picture, and this is the style of Renoir, is that we're going to have our distinct lines of color. And you'll see this come together as we continue with this. Okay. Here's my lighter flesh color. And then I'm going to come in with my darker pink. And we'll shade in the crevices here. And then I'm going to come in with my lighter pink. We need to get our cleavage line defined. Now we want a very, very soft coloring. And then this whole chest area is going to get a very light coating over the ivory of the lighter of the flesh color. If you look closely on your printout, you can see that line. And I'm going to bring that light pink on top of the ivory all the way up to the shoulder and to the neck. Now, notice then, because of that, we have an area on the breast that's highlighted in our ivory. Can you see that? It's a separate color. Any question, guys? Again, I'm using the side of the pencil because I want a nice smooth application. All right. Paper towel. And then I'm going to come in with my darker pink. And we'll go ahead and highlight the cleavage. Paper towel blend. All right, let's take a look at this. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, her arm. Very soft pink in between the fingers. And then we'll come down the side of the arm just a little bit. Very, very lightly. Color like you're coloring on the wings of a butterfly. and finger blend. Now, I think you can see how classy this is already starting to look. Again, I know it looks weird, but trust me, I'm going to use a little bit of more ivory up on the pink up here. Now, use your darker pink. The front of her chin. And her lips. And I'm going to extend this neck color down just a little bit. Now, this is where you're using your artistic instinct, because that grayscale is not necessarily there for extending the pink. But I'm doing it because of the way we want this to look. And also notice that because it's on top of the ivory, it's going to look softer. Okay, let's pull out. Isn't that beautiful? Now let's color his face, and this is where I'm going to use my Faber-Castell Cinnamon. This is Faber-Castell, and the number is 189. All right. Anybody having any problems or issues with this so far? Anybody having any problem following along? Oh, Kathy, you've got book club tomorrow night? Okay. Now, let's get his neck. Now, notice how carefully I'm doing this. And notice how I'm working around the beard. Let's see. Payne's gray. I may have taken out a little too much beard. And we'll go back to that later. Okay. Ivory. Ivory. On top of our darker peach skin color. Any questions on how I'm doing this? Okay, Maggie. Maggie, is Larry okay? Okay, back on the face. I'm blending in with my Faber-Castell 103, which is my ivory. Now, I'm going to come back with my cinnamon color, and notice now, after putting the ivory on the full face, is I'm going to go in and I'm going to color our edges. Everybody see how I've added that darker color on the edge? It makes a huge difference. Finger blend. And then I'm going to go down to the neck and we're going to do the same thing. Finger blend. All right, let's pull out and take a look at this. Isn't that beautiful? Any questions? Okay. I'm going to sit tight. Oh, Kathy, I think you'll enjoy it. I'm going to sit tight right here because we still need to do a little bit of coloring with our Thomas Kincaid book. I think this is going to turn out to be a gorgeous picture. Now, like I said, don't jump ahead on doing this picture. Tammy, good night. Okay. Kathy, did I show you this other image that we finished? Thank you, Kathy. I think it turned out beautifully. Jane, I always spray my pictures with the Krylon workable fixative. 1306, it boosts the color a little bit. Protects pencil, pastel, and chalk drawings. Prevents smudging and wrinkling, allows easy rework, acid-free, archival safe. I think Mamie's got the link for this. If you pick it up, be sure that you get the one that says 1306 on it. It's a matte finish. You don't want glossy. Okay. This is our Posh coloring book. This was a gift from Angie Reeves. She gifted it to the group. And we've been working on the wishing well and the cottage. Okay. Miss Lois, good night. Now, last night we were working on the grass. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a medium green. Do you see how the grass looks like it's standing? Oh, you don't have the link for the fixative? Okay, hold on, guys. Maybe I'll get that to you. Topeka, good night. Let me find the green that I want. Okay. This is the green. And right now, this grass looks like it's sticking straight up and that it's pretty high. We want this to look a little flatter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and blend up this grass so that it looks like it's not tall stalks. Blossom, yes. The picture on the left is the reference picture. It's just like a Disney Dreams collection. Any questions, guys? Okay. So I'm using my green and I'm smoothing out my vertical lines. Now, as with color pencil, notice that our vertical lines don't go 100% away. And let's go over to the left here. Now, don't be afraid to color over areas that you colored previously, like this grass. And then, of course, we'll finger blend. All right, let me erase a little area that I got a little enthusiastic with the green. Oh, the eraser is absolutely wonderful. You know, one of those pry it from my cold, stiff hand type things. Now, you may be wondering why I colored this grass to make it look vertical, only to come back and knock down like this. And we do that to give this grass texture. Otherwise, it would just be a flat colored in area. All right, let me pull out. Isn't that beautiful? Now, last night I was working on the sidewalk, and the whole idea of this is to make it look shiny. as in there was just a rain and now the sidewalk is looking reflective. And one of the things that I told you is to make something look reflective, you want to work with pinks, blues, and purples. So this is my purple right now. And then we can come back with a little bit of pink. Well, Blossom, once you know the colors to use, which is your purples and pinks and blues, it makes sense. Now, I want to break up this yellow a little bit. Sorry, I went too far. I'm going to erase out some horizontal white streaks in here. And when I do that, I want you to notice your brain doesn't seem to want to register that. And notice now how that really makes this look reflective. Check it out. Now, I'm going to take my purple and I'm going to indent my yellow reflection just a little bit. Check it out. And notice how that rough edge makes it look really cool. Any question? Now, notice how doing this with the purple has made the yellow line more squiggly. And that's exactly what you want. Now, I want you to check out the difference between the two squiggly areas that I made by indenting with the purple and the third one that I haven't done yet. You want the yellow to look wavy. All right, let's do the third one. Any question? Now, if that doesn't look squiggly and cute, I don't know what does. Check it out. Okay. Unfortunately, I have to call it a night. Tonight really flew, didn't it? Hope you learned something. I hope you have fun. Let me gather up my pencils and put a little rubber band around them. Let me come in a little closer so you can see more detail. It works. Okay, guys, this is ILene Vick for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. Guys, joyous, joyous coloring. We got a lot done. We finished our first, this is our first buddy color for tonight. And then we started up on our second buddy color, which is already looking absolutely gorgeous. And then I worked on our third image, which is our Thomas Kincaid Posh book, Painter of Light. I hope you learned something. I hope you had fun. Guys, please share this broadcast. And if you put it in your timeline, that's a great way to tell other people that this channel exists. All right, guys, this is ILene Vick. Have a great, great evening. Thank you for joining me. I hope you had a good time, and I hope you learned something. Guys, take care. Love ya. Bye. All right, guys. Take care. Bye.